All right, I wanted to talk a little bit off script. I'm not really reading any writing or any journal reading. I just wanted to talk a little bit about feelings, beliefs, and a higher power. First, I don't think feelings are something that we control. Respect, love, hate. I think you can go through the actions of those feelings. Maybe show love to somebody that's not unlovable, and that's a good trait. Respect somebody that in a military setting that may not be respectable. But the true feelings of respect probably wouldn't be there. It would be nice, because I try to study unconditional love, to love the unlovable. I'm still learning, and I don't know that I get it, but I try. That's sort of where my heart is, I guess. And the same way with belief, I don't think you can have control over belief. Your mind analyzes something, and you think it's this way or that way, but you've come to the conclusion through some sort of reasoning, and I don't see that changing. I guess somebody can put a gun up to your kid and say, hey, you need to believe in this construct here, or I'm going to shoot your kid. And you're like, fine, okay, I believe it. Just don't hurt my kid. Well, do you really believe it? Or are you doing that out of fear because you don't want your kid to die? It's kind of weird. That's kind of what happens in some situations. We try to scare people with threats of bad behavior and promises of reward for good behavior. I don't know that changes the heart any. It's a strange thing. As far as belief in a higher power, my thoughts on a higher power, I do believe in a higher power, but I've not witnessed any compelling evidence that comes through people. I look out into space and I look at the marvelous creations and the complexity of life itself and come to the conclusion that there's something behind it. I don't know what it is and I don't understand it. It's just the portrait of God has been so perverse and strange that I think we've got a bad picture as far as what religion paints of the portrait of God. I don't see that. I think there has to be maybe a creator, something out there in the universe that's sentient that put all this planning together, because it seems too complex to be some kind of big accident. That's just the way I think. That's what I believe. But religion in itself seems to be a construct to control the masses, which I understand. They need to be controlled at some times. People are crazy. Maybe there's some kind of justification behind that. But I think if you're truly trying to find answers, it would be akin to giving a kindergartner a box of crayons and a piece of paper and say, hey, will you draw me a picture of your dad? I got to pick him up at the airport and I have no idea what he looks like. So you draw a picture and that'll help me find him. Well, that's pretty doubtful. And the portrait that's been painted of God, I don't see how anybody finds God looking at that portrait. Just like I doubt I could pick up the girl's dad with the portrait a kindergartner paints. But hey, that's just me and my thoughts.